Awesome. Hi, everyone. Again, this is Kaleen O'Connor, and I am joining you from Clearwater, Florida, in the United States. And if you haven't already, please in the chat box, let us know where you're tuning in from. We also ask, because this is a live webinar, if you can mute yourself so that all the sound can go right to the person presenting, okay? So whoever invited you here tonight, I know you'll thank them afterwards if you're a guest and this is your first time joining us. We are going to share with you a phenomenal global health project that is changing lives all over the world. And it's made possible because of a new understanding of how the body actually heals and recovers and repairs itself at the cellular level. So as you tune in tonight, I just want to invite you to not just listen from the mind, because there'll be lots of intelligent stuff you can digest, but also really listen from your heart, because there are several reasons why people usually want to tune in and learn about something new. And because this is in the area of health science, you yourself may have a health challenge or have a loved one who does, or even on the fitness athletic side of life, you may want to recover faster when you go exercise, or if you actually, do sports competitions and things like that, same thing, better endurance and recovery. All of us, no matter if we're 15 years old or 80 years old, we're all going through that aging process. And in the process of our bodies constantly growing and rejuvenating, our cells are breaking down and then growing new cells. And so just that process of aging, many of us want to look younger and feel stronger as we age. So that could be another reason why you might want to learn about this breakthrough. And also with any opportunity that's, in this case, fully backed by science and patents, there's always the opportunity to have an additional income stream. And so that may be another reason why you're tuning in tonight. So whatever that reason is, again, just listen with that heart and mind connection together. I'm really honored that you're here, that you've made the time. And I'm just going to quickly orient you to how the webinar will go. I'm about to introduce you to a phenomenal colleague of ours who is a world authority, literally tuning in from Australia. And he's going to share the nuts and bolts of this breakthrough. And then we have the privilege to have another world authority on this health science breakthrough, also from Australia, but currently living in the United States, who's going to share his own life experience, his own very unique and powerful product experience, so you can get some reality. And then I'll come back at the end and tell you how you can take advantage of the resources. And we actually will be doing live question and answer. So as you have questions, write them down. You can certainly put them in the chat box as well, because we'll invite you in about 30 minutes to put questions directly in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself as well. Okay, so with that, I'd like to officially introduce you to Stevie Aquilina. He's a phenomenal health and wellness entrepreneur, worldwide businessman, family man, just celebrated Mother's Day with his beautiful wife and kids. So we're very privileged tonight, Stevie, to have you share from your heart your understanding of this incredible breakthrough. And so with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Wow, thank you, Kaleen. That was a very beautiful lie that you told about me. No, I just want to say I really appreciate you and thank you very much for putting this together. You're an incredibly, truly strong and well-grounded and benevolent leader. So I'm really honored to be able to link arms with you almost on a daily basis now. So thank you very much. All right, let me share my screen here, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me one sec. Here we go. So I want to first say thank you very much for being here this evening. Thank you very much for spending some of your valuable time with me. And also want to let you know that I especially hope that you are happy, that you are healthy, and that you are well in these especially strange times. But again, I'm very grateful to spend a little bit of time with you. Kaleen, you might just need to mute us all very quickly. And I'll check to make sure I'm unmuted. Okay, beautiful. Let me dive into this, folks. Well, what we'll be sharing with you tonight is the most significant health science and life science breakthrough of our lifetime, a category creating breakthrough, a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time, a breakthrough with enormous potential in the magnitude of what some are saying, the discovery of DNA or penicillin, that for 2 decades, science had declared was impossible. A breakthrough so impactful on the human condition that global pharmaceutical companies offered to pay millions of dollars for the sole rights to this technology. However, they wanted to shut it down, leaving both reputable medical and business minds concerned that this may have impeded the release of this life-changing technology to the world. So before we tell you what this is, let me very quickly fill you in on what this is not. This is not a drug, thank goodness. This is not a vitamin, mineral, or antioxidant formula. It's not secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super safe essential oils, magic magnets, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots, magical 5,000-year-old tree lotions, potions, gadgets, or any of the other really great stuff out there. What I want to be clear about is what you're going to learn about this evening is not just a breakthrough, but a ground-breaking breakthrough, a category-creating breakthrough. I promise you've likely never seen or heard of anything like this before. So ASEA redox cell signaling technology contains active redox molecules. These are the exact same cellular messages that are made natively already within your body, and they affect gene expression in a positive way. And they help to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, replace damaged cells, and keep your cells functioning the way they should at optimal levels. And we're all made of cells. So we live and die at the cellular level. That means if you have healthy cells, you have a healthy life. Now, with age, diet, stress, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental insults, our cells break down. And with it, so does our body's ability to make enough redox signaling molecules. Our production declines daily. And as such, our cells break down even further. And with it, so does our health, our wellness, and our vitality all decline. Now, ASEA takes science extremely seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research outside of the company with world-renowned universities and leading laboratories, proving the potential of redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the redox products, and certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. Now, ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translate to health at its most foundational level. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect the genes that improve your immune system health, that help you maintain a healthy inflammatory response in your body, that help maintain cardiovascular health and support your arterial elasticity, that improve your gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulate your hormone balances to support vitality and your wellness. Now, additionally, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%, lower your oxidative stress, and it is safe in everybody. Now, any health challenge, and it's not just health challenges, as Kaleen mentioned at the beginning, it could be any health goal, any health that you could think of, any health goal you could think of, redox users and doctors, they're seeing just remarkable results. So we've spoken just a tiny bit about cellular health from the inside out. Now let's show you how it looks from the outside in, because we're also able to apply these redox signaling molecules topically onto our skin. And the results are nothing short than astonishing. We're seeing more than anti-aging effects. We're seeing, in high regard, age reversing effects. We're seeing elasticity come back to the skin. And it's not just, beauty and skincare from a cosmetic point of view. We're also seeing health of the skin cells return in good order, whether it be inflammations or aggravations or irritations or other signs of poor health to the skin, being rejuvenated, being replenished, being repaired, being brought back to blueprint the way that the cells are meant to look and perform and behave. Some people see results right away, whilst others spend more time using the product so that their cells can heal more and that they can look and feel more better. Now, this is Rosie, and the moral of this story is take pictures, because Rosie didn't believe that the products were working. And so luckily It was her doctor, I believe, who recommended her, had taken some pictures, and she was able to see the significant difference in not just the look, but the health of her skin and body over time. This is Dr. Marty Moran, and he decided to put Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other as a bit of a scientific experiment. Can you tell which side he did and which side he did not use the Renew 28 on? Maybe some quick chat going on in the chat box. Let us know what side you believe he did use the product on and which side he did not. I'll give you some clues. Have a look at his glasses. They may be leaning to one side. Have a look at around the nose, a line on one side versus the nose on the other. Around the jawline, around the cheeks. I can see some people chatting in the chat box right now. I can't see what you're typing, but when I check it out later, if you're right, I might have to send you a Mars bar. If you said that he used it on our left side or his right side, you would be correct. And also I confirmed this with Dr. Marty Moran's wife. That was the side of the bed that she preferred to sleep on during this experiment because she digged the younger dude on that side. All right, so it's not just for your face. Check out some of these pictures here. Arms, hands, bellies. Also interesting, an experiment that was done, a clinical trial that was done on Renew 28 also proved that it was able to reduce the appearance of cellulite. And it wasn't just covering up the appearance of the cellulite, it was shown through ultrasounds that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved post-use of the Renew 28 topical product. This is my good friend Sep Hock, who lives here in Australia, and he had a condition that generally you're only able to get one visit from the doctor because you're not able physically, you're not present to be able to make it to the second visit. And fortunately, Sep was very diligent in his use of redox signaling molecules inside and out, and Sep's not worried anymore, and we're not worried for him either. Folks, it is a truth that with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And how ASEA is positioned, well, it's based in Nobel Prize winning research. If you actually went to pubmed.gov, which is the National Institute of Health's Library of Medicine, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see there are well over 32,000 results with peer-reviewed medical studies. There are over 1,500 medical textbooks that have been written on redox signaling molecules. And this is a very difficult slide for me to keep up with, if I'm honest, because there are probably more than 150 studies coming out almost every single month. Now, ASEA is heavily patented, is without competition. We have no copycats in the world. No one has what we have, nobody. Now, ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health, science sectors, whether it be healthcare, wellness, human performance, athletic performance, sports science, whether it be lifestyle, science, or whether it be skincare, beauty, anti-aging, longevity. Now, our mission is to better people's lives. We want to help a lot of people. We can't do that on our own. And so we are looking for people to help spread the word. And ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn commissions just by sharing redox with others. You receive a residual commission, not only from the ongoing purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA, but also from the purchases made by every single person they and others also refer. So just like when we recommend a good movie, restaurant, cafe, book, or whatever, people tell people who then begin to tell other people who then tell even more people, and so on it goes. There's no limits. ASEA is worldwide. We're currently operating in 35 countries, and we're opening up new markets almost every single year. And based on the existing performance of the company, on the existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million over the next 5 years. Some are saying this is the company being quite conservative and that more, maybe even up to $1 billion is very possible. So what does this mean for you? Well, for people who perhaps now more than ever have their eye on their income and how they can increase or supplement or maybe even replace that. For people who are looking for an extra, or a part-time or a full-time or a I want more time or a big time, or maybe even a legacy leaving income. For business-minded people, this is a very real, very significant opportunity to be paid a residual commission from the enormous growth and expansion of this global health mission. There's nothing better. This is the best part of it. Nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. Now, you also get to join forces with others who are also being a tremendous force for good in the world, and you get to associate and befriend these people. You can even be rewarded with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations around the world, as pictured with my wife and I here, and some of the great people that we've got to become very close friends with, and the great times that we've been able to have in some really great locations. Yeah, as I said, we become more than friends, probably more like an ASEA family. Now, what I really also love about our organization is our Advancing Life Foundation. Our mission at the ASEA Advancing Life Foundation is to break cycles of poverty, abuse, and suffering. And just some of the initiatives, just a snapshot of some that we have and continue to work on, is fighting human trafficking internationally, providing clean water in Cambodia, building a vocational center in rural Ecuador, and supporting disaster relief funds around the world. So the redox signaling molecules in ASEA are so impactful on the human condition that pharmaceutical companies offered to pay millions of dollars for the sole rights to their technology. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down and take everyone off redox. Thankfully, founder of ASEA, Vertus Norden, said no to the payout and yes to the people already experiencing the greatly needed and their life-changing power of these redox signaling molecules. And as demonstrated in this very first and very important decision, and in every other since, ASEA always puts people and principles before ego and economics. And so we thank Vertus and his son Tyler very much for making that very significant decision and for holding that true in every decision that they make henceforth. And so I want to let you know, folks, that you are in good hands. And I want to thank you very much for giving me just a small portion of your time. And I will say too that ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. However, what you are going to find by putting these molecules on and in you is you will be able to empower your body to do what it was meant to be doing, which is healing and looking after itself. So I'll hand it back to you, Kaleen, and thank you so very much for having me here.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stevie. That was incredible. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next person that we're going to bring in again is become a very good friend to both Stevie and I. He's originally from Australia, but like I said, currently here in the United States. And he is a very successful entrepreneur, particularly in traditional business, and also was a professional athlete as well. And he's got quite a story and product experience to share, so you guys can get direct reality on how this product is changing people's lives. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dan Doyle. Dan, thanks for joining us tonight. Are you with us?
Hey, Kaleen, thanks. Thank you, Stevie. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our regular Monday night call. It's Pacific time, obviously 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern. This is a regular call where you can invite your guests to hear all about this incredible breakthrough and amazing stories like mine, which is just one testimonial of many and many that we see these days. Stevie mentioned that we can't make any claims. Obviously, this isn't a pharmaceutical product. This is purely a supplement, a beverage, which we can take. And it's, as Stevie said, it's not nutrition, but something that helps us, helps our bodies find the capacity or ability to communicate better and help the body signal to heal itself. So I'm going to go through my story, and just to reiterate the disclaimer again that these products aren't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. So we've got these incredible, amazing molecules that detect issues in our body and hopefully signal our systems to come into where the issue is. So if I go back to my young days in Sydney, and I used to play a lot of sports and excel and exceed in these sports, and this was part of my journey and why I'm showing you. I'm not showing you the ones where I was dressed, by the way, rugby league and judo and gymnastics, but ones sports that I wasn't wearing too much, like bodybuilding back when I was 24 years old. So this was my life back in my early 20s. I actually owned a gym in New South Wales in Australia, and health and fitness was all my whole life. Actually, I used to eat, sleep, and breathe bodybuilding, training people, and trying to keep my body in shape, but also be a product of the product where I was selling gym equipment, supplements, and gym wear. So I had to look good for my clients.
Danny, if you want, we cannot see your screen if you want to share your photos.
Oh, let's go back. Sorry.
No problem.
Right, just so you get the picture, I'll go back to where I was. Here you go.
Perfect.
So this is me in my 20s, and as I said, I used to eat, sleep, and breathe bodybuilding, and I used to have my own gym back in the day. So fast forward 20 years when I was 44, and this is me still in reasonable shape. I wasn't a bodybuilder, but I used to go to the gym every single morning. As I train every morning now at 53 and still in very similar shape. Thank goodness I was this physically fit, because I wouldn't have noticed something that was wrong with my body, and felt something that quite wasn't right. And 6 months later, in May 2011, doctors gave me some very bad news, even though I kept fit and healthy all my life. And this is a picture of me in May 2011. Something that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. In and out of a hospital in Sydney in Australia for 2.5 years. You can see that I lost all my hair. You can just imagine what I went through for that whole 2.5 years. A friend of mine, Johnny Manor, next to me, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. He was 21 in this photo, been through all the hospital visits that I had been through. Unfortunately, after this photo, he came back and he had what we would consider the good one, and I had two of the bad ones. And unfortunately, he didn't come out of hospital. We lost him at the age of 23 years old. So at the end of my 2.5 years of hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. It was a big shock for me, and made a decision at that time to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. So I did a lot of research. Research led to an alkaline diet. It led to a lot of products from network marketing companies, which was a hard pill to swallow for me to buy products from network marketing companies, because I didn't believe in the business model, and I thought people that are involved in network marketing were crazy, but they did produce some good products. And mind you, I'll continue the story. My mind has changed on that. I was just naive to the fact of what network marketing was back then. So I approached companies as a customer, like Zango, and I was drinking a bottle of mangosteen per day, and Isogenics, Product B, Max Products, Longevity, Life Vantage. I was on Protandim, Kangen Water. I was on all these products and an alkaline diet. I became a pescatarian, where I just ate vegetables and greens and fish. And this was the result after 2 years. So what you can see here is a reflection of what was happening still on the inside. My blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I still wasn't feeling good. I wasn't looking good. So things weren't great. And this was in October 2014, where a friend of mine, Bart Cotter, reached out, and all he said was, I think I found something that can help. So he said, you got to come to Salt Lake City. I said, where's Salt Lake City? He said, in Utah. I said, where's Utah? He said, in the United States. I said, well, I know where that is. And I grabbed a friend of mine, Mal Sword, and we were off to Salt Lake City in Utah. We met him in the headquarters of a company called ASEA. And ASEA, as Stevie mentioned, is a cellular health company, and they've got this incredible breakthrough. But we were listening to Dr. Gary Samuelson, who's the atomic and medical physicist, going through all the science behind the breakthrough. And I didn't understand anything that he was saying, to be honest. He was talking about the mitochondria, he was talking about redox signaling molecules, and I'd never heard of these things before. Something that I did understand, he said that what was in these bottles, which was sitting on the boardroom table, was 100% non-toxic and could have health benefits. That was good enough for me and Mel. We started drinking the product. Over the next 3 hours, the presentation had wrapped up, and we'd gone through about half a bottle, and half a bottle each. Great. The other great thing, it was for free at the time. The company was giving it to us. We went back to the hotel room to have a shower to get ready, freshen up and get ready to go and meet the executives, the founders, and Dr. Gary Samuelson for dinner. And I took off my shirt, and to my surprise, I was covered in these little red spots, not realizing at the time that what wasn't supposed to be in my body was expelling so fast it was coming out of my skin. Next morning, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to test this stuff they were drinking in this blue bottle. And I had around about half a bottle for breakfast prior to breakfast. And I'd had a caffeine intolerance for 20 years. Any more than 2 coffees, I'm bundled over in discomfort the whole day. So the next morning I tested this stuff. I had 6 coffees. There was nothing to remind me of what I endured for 20 years with that caffeine intolerance. That problem was gone overnight. The next day is when the light bulb really went on. I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital that I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time. By the second to third day, my lungs were functioning perfect. So I had 3 incredible results in a very short period of time. Went back to Australia, kept drinking this blue stuff in the bottle. It wasn't approved in Australia at the time. Was spending a fortune with double shipping, getting it across. Absolutely worth it though. And over several months, I had little wins. Blood works were getting better. Unfortunately, I couldn't afford any more than the maintenance amount, and I was a little bit stressed and anxious in the condition I was in because I knew I needed to saturate my body to get these molecules to the damage. And basically, halfway through 2015, 8 months after starting the product, financially I could afford to take a lot more product. By December 2015, so 14 months after I started, so 14 months from this day, the doctors gave me some very good news and told me there was no sign of those 2 major health challenges I had. And this is a photo exactly on that day that the doctors gave me that news. You can see I'm looking better. I was feeling a lot better. But not only that, I had multiple injuries from playing sports. Those injuries were quite debilitating, and they had all gone away. And 20 years of pollen issues where I would sneeze, my nose would run all day. And basically my whole body was rebuilt by the end of 2015. Fast forward another 2 years, and you can see the anti-aging side. Skin's a lot clearer, eyes are clear. I've got a great big smile on my face, feeling absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen and then come back to Celebrity Squares with you guys, if I can. And just touch on our journey from our health returning. I mean, if you can just imagine when, you know, I had built 20 traditional businesses over 20 years, very, very successful in traditional business. And what happened when I lost my health? We had to fire sale all our businesses. We actually ended up losing everything financially over 2.5 years, living in a van and almost going to the Salvation Army for food stamps. So built wealth, lost our wealth because I lost my health, started regaining my health. And then as a byproduct of regaining health, I started sharing this with as many people as I could, as I made a decision 5 months after I started on the product in February 2015 to start building the business. Probably the biggest regret that I have that I didn't start from the day that I'd heard about the product, and it's probably the biggest regret people have these days, that they don't actually start sharing it from the time they hear about it. Because, I mean, there's nothing to prove as far as what this product is or what it can do. Science is validated and the product is validated. So in our first 12 months, we went what's called diamond in the business, and it's gone from zero in the bank to substantial income for us, obviously, back then. And we started doing a bit of traveling, and fast forward, 5 to 6 years now, and we've just built an incredible organization, and we have the ability, and thank God in these times where we don't have to worry about anything financially. We can be where we want, when we want to do it. At the moment, a little bit restricted on that. Used to travel the world full time until March, until all this happened. And when all this is over, I'm going to continue to do so, to get out there to help and support our teams to grow their businesses and spread this incredible technology to the world. So thank you very much, guys, for being on here. We'll do a Q&A soon, and we'll get Kaleen to wrap up and lead into that. And we do have an incredible call that's coming up at the top of the hour too. So if you're interested in even a bit of personal development, but a little bit of how to build the business, and we're talking about a third-party person, Kendra, who's coming on here. It's going to be a great call up straight after this one. So you can stay on this Zoom number, and that'll lead into the next call. Thanks, Kaleen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Danny. It's always incredible to hear how this is changing your life. And thank you for sharing it with both myself and Maurizio Munoz, because you shared it with Maurizio shared it with me, and I've been able to help lots of people too. So we're just going to quickly wrap up. And as I end off with this fantastic webinar, definitely, if you have questions, you can even start putting them in the chat box, because we're going to get to that in just a moment. What I want you to think with is, you might be asking, if this is the first time that you're here on the webinar, how can you be a part of ASEA? How can you enjoy these products, right? And this visual just shows you a quick reminder of our line of products. So we have obviously the drinkable form of the molecules in the blue bottle. To the far right, we have the topical gel, which we call Renew 28, which is also full of the molecules, and the royal blue tube in that skincare, that's a serum with the molecules, and then obviously the skincare itself. And then in the middle, we have what we consider raw materials, which are the nutrition that comes straight from food, right? So wherever you are tonight, you might feel like you have more questions, and that's why we're doing the question and answer in a moment. Or you might feel like you're ready to get started with the product, or you might even be excited and want to share the product with others, right? So wherever that is, I want you to think with, if you just want to be a consumer, you get the advantage of living younger and experiencing better health, and you can take advantage, you can obviously buy the product full price, or you can take advantage of wholesale accounts that we have that are great. And then if you wanted to share with others and help them improve their lives and earn some additional income, you can both be a consumer of the product, and then as you share with others, earn some commissions. And as Stevie referenced earlier, many people, like for example myself, originally just wanted to improve my own health, and then decided that I really loved our company culture and being a part of a global health project, and what I could do to positively influence people's lives. And so I've made this my full-time profession. As a consumer, this graph really just represents what we're finding in terms of helping people set the right expectations, from the viewpoint that you are restoring cellular communication through all the major systems in the body. If you do have any cellular health challenges, they didn't probably start overnight, and so it takes time for that repair and rebuilding to happen. Most people go through kind of a cleaning house cycle first. So we ask you to really commit to doing at least a 3-month trial. I always say go 3 to 6 months. And these little bar graphs here just represent that often if someone just tries a bottle of the drink, or, okay, I'm just going to try it for a week or a month, we know already, and you can have this verified by blood tests, that the product is already improving and changing the cells, but you may not perceive it yet. But we really see a significant, almost a 90% perception of positive changes in the body when someone really has taken the product correctly every day and done it, for at least 3 months, okay? And again, I just mentioned, if you're ready to get started, we certainly, with the viewpoint that we assume everybody loves saving money, when you choose ordering the product wholesale, you get a 25% off the cost of the full price for the product. And also you can participate in an incredible program called the Loyalty Rewards Program, which allows you to earn product points, and you can redeem that for free product. And so you get that with both of our wholesale accounts. And the other thing I want to go over with the wholesale accounts, you have what's called a preferred customer, and you have what's called an associate account. The associate account also has the added benefit that you see in these images. And again, I'm just quickly going over this, that you can order product in bulk on your first order. So make sure that you get back to the person that invited you to this webinar tonight and ask them about these packages, because they're incredible savings, especially if you're going to have your whole family or members of your family on the product. why not save money on that first order and take advantage of the savings where you're gifted free product, you're building up loyalty points already and getting some great savings, okay? And, you know, if those original packages that you just had a little bit of a glimpse of don't speak to exactly the amount of product you want or the combination of our products, you can actually customize your first order through this option that you'll see when you go on your distributor's website. We call it the additional product part, okay? And I mentioned again, and I'll just reemphasize, you have the option to have a very user-friendly auto ship, which is good from the viewpoint when you're making that 3 to 6 month commitment. You don't want to have to try to remember, oops, I need to order my product. And you can change your shipping address, product you're ordering, payment information. You have total access to it, and you build up loyalty points, earning free product and lowering the cost, you know, of your overall expense, right? So I'm going to end with this quote from Vertus Norton, who is the founder of our company. He and his son Tyler Norton, who Vertus is now retired, but Tyler is still very active at the helm, really positively influencing and sharing our company culture. And, you know, just to show you how incredible this company is, the purpose of ASEA, which is the biotechnology company that we are partners with on this global health project, is to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world. So I really encourage you tonight to, again, keep that heart connection in. If even you don't feel like this is the right timing for you to enjoy the product as a consumer or share it with others as a business, you now know about this health breakthrough on a deeper level than you did before. And we definitely need your help to get it out to the world. And so we welcome you sharing a bit of this with friends and family, and even then sending them back again to that distributor that invited you here tonight. I do want to let you know too, if you love shopping on Amazon or eBay or things like that, sometimes you'll see these products for sale there. They're not directly coming from the company. So we actually always work directly through distributors so that you can have some educational support, get a unique product plan, have incredible customer service from ASEA, who produces the product directly, and that loyalty points program. And so always go back to the distributor that shared it with you. Help them build their business, get the support that you're entitled to. That's a valuable part of our company culture. With that, I'm going to end with this quote. We are all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world. So this is straight from our founder, Vertus Norton. We invite you to join us from your neck of the woods in also sharing the world as well, changing the world, you know, in the ways that you change the world. I'm going to stop the screen share as I've done. And Stevie, if you want to go ahead and end the recording, what we're going to do now